What innocent item gets suspicious if you own too much of it? Once I saw a couple who were clearly on meth buying a shit ton of baby formula at the grocery store. At the time I was like, shit, that's sad. They have a kid and they can't breastfeed it because they're on drugs. Maybe a week later I saw a post on Facebook about how many drugs are cut with baby formula, which is why it's a high risk item for large scale retail theft. So, baby formula. What the fuck? This is a problem in Hong Kong from mainlanders buying baby formula. But at least they're actually feeding their babies with it. Dog cages. Well then how else am I supposed to torture humans? They don't just sell cages anywhere. For me, water. My neighbors had well water and would dry up. They asked if they could run a hose and put it in their well, they would pay what was owed. Did this out last summer, no big deal, they paid. Then they bought a big above ground pool. Filled it for them. They always paid, my part was always around the same, so I wasn't bent out of shape. One day the water meter guy knocked with an officer wanting to know why I was using so much water. I explained, showed them many hoses to reach my neighbors, and they were there to help explain. They explained to me that much water usage was throwing a red flag, so they were sent out to investigate to make sure no marijuana growing was happening. Plot twist, your neighbors were growing weed. Plot twist, the water meter guy was looking for a supplier. Drain cleaner. My innocent mind decided that this wasn't for meth, but because this hypothetical person would then pour tons of drain cleaner down the drain to destroy all the plumbing they can. It's what they fill bathtubs with in crime shows to dissolve dead bodies. Pictures of a person. But it's okay if the person is Nick Cage. I have a sequin pillow that looks solid red, but when you wipe all the sequins the other way it's Nick Cage's face. Edit. Further down I'll link the one I have. You'll act like I got it from some hidden dealer of antiquities in Mogwai or something. Just search Amazon, my dudes. Canned air dusters. Some people like to get high off them. It's not illegal, but totally. I'm walking on sunshine. I worked at a pool supply store. They sell an extra strong peroxide as an alternative to chlorine. IDKY, but we had to report large purchases to the FBI. Reported this guy after we used his customer info to search his address on Google Earth. It was rural and had a few different outbuildings. Seemed sketchy. FBI got back to us a few weeks later. He was using the chemical to clean animal skulls he bought from a slaughterhouse. Then he carved the skulls and sold them. The FBI lady said he showed her his whole process, and it was pretty impressive. I've never thought of using peroxide to clean my skulls. Till I guess. Edit. Why is this so popular? They're already dead and sorta clean when I snag them. My brother and I collect skulls and other bones. It's interesting. Cash. If you have too much cash, it's automatically an assumption that you traffic drugs in some way. I wait tables and used to live in my car. I got pulled over and the cops searched my car and found a few months worth of tips. I already was homeless. I figured I would save up or buy a house. The cops lifted my mattress and found 15,000 in small bills. Had my entire vehicle torn apart and not put back together, and it took like a month to get my cash back. Seriously, cops are so shitty to you when you're homeless. Lube. You can buy a 50-gallon barrel on Amazon. One day I'm gonna make a really long slip and slide, submerge myself in the barrel, and slit eat it. Thanks for the awards, kind strangers. And they say the American dream is dead. Cough syrup. Oh yes mom, I have 30 bottles of Tussin for my chronic cough. Don't judge. Broken leg. Just rub the Tussin on it. Duct tape. I'm just practicing my kidnapping skills. I'm not actually kidnapping people yet. I saw what I would describe as a suspicious amount of peanut butter in the bed of a truck once. I think 2 or 3 12-pack cases. I would say scissors, but that would be self-incriminating. So single socks. If they are the same type, does it matter? Is there a difference between left and right socks? Once you wear them long enough on the same foot, there is. Bleach. Can I have 12 bottles of bleach please? Faisal. Why she got her hands on her face? I saw a Tifa post about a guy who bought a bunch of pressure cookers on sale to give to friends as gifts. Turned out that set off some anti-terrorism flags. So I'm gonna go with pressure cookers. I mean, I understand the court flag. They got super paranoid about it immediately after the Boston bombing. Friend got called into ours because he was looking at them during his lunch break. He was looking at them for a wedding present. Dolls. My grandma used to have about 70 porcelain dolls, old creepy ones. God bless her, but when she passed we donated them to the dump. As creepy as they are, those may have been worth finding a collector for. Hand sanitizer bottles. What? Are you fapping with it? JK, don't do that. Kink shame me. Freezers. Not if you have a farm. 3 freezers and 2 big fridges. Where else would you put all the meat? Cook them all and store them in my belly. Tampons. A guy we know hoards them because he thinks if the government collapses they will become a hot commodity that he can use to trade. Him talking a shed full of boxes. All kinds. Unbeknownst to him, menstrual cups exist. And rags. Edit. Well, this blew up. Here's an odd bird. There is also a shed full with bins of socks. He wears them once, tosses them in a Rubbermaid bin, and once filled it gets placed in the shed. People have suggested donating them, but he says he doesn't want others to have access to his DNA. Mental illness is real. He picked a strange tampon covered hill to die on. Till that some famous dude held his position on Cheeseburger Hill for 12 hours, and in the morning they found him surrounded by 500 dead Nazis and 40 empty boxes of tampons. Pseudoephedrine. What is that? The good cold medicine. It's also used to make meth. Mayonnaise. Just trying to learn a new instrument. A good one. At that. Mayonnaise is actually an instrument, as shown here. Link. B/A5JNFTBQW2U. Clocks. Either all exactly synced or all way off. Mayo, my stepdad was a woodworker and his expertise was making clocks. There must be 25 of them at my parents' house. How do you avoid the constant ticking from driving you insane? Mirrors for sure. I've been in an elderly person's house where there was literally too many of them to count and it just feels weird. My mum has over 40 mirrors. I didn't really notice it, but a year ago when me and some buddies helped my parents move, they kept on joking about it. Oh, here's yet another mirrors. Are your parents worried about vampires or just vain? Oh god. I didn't notice how many mirrors my mom kept in the house until I was a teenager with acne all over my face. Wives. Genghis Khan's brother had 1,000 wives. Toilet paper, you hoarding fucks. I need a TP and paper towel today in the regular course of me running out of such things. I felt like I was getting judgmental looks walking home with a regular sized pack of each. Just feel lucky you were able to find any. I'm down to 2 rolls and all the supermarkets here are out. Kidneys. 2 is enough. 3 or more is going to raise some questions. Third, eat. Thank you for the pie slices. Also could be genetics. Went to school with a girl that had 4 full working kidneys. She didn't find out till she had to get a scan for some reason. 10 years later, she still got the 4 kidneys. It. My inbox blew up cause of this comment. Lol, I don't know much about her tbh cause she was a friend of a friend. Here are some answers. Thoys. She can donate her kidneys as they are working, but she has blood disease that makes it risky. Maybe hemophilia? So it would only be for an emergency. It's too risky for her to go under surgery. She doesn't have any issues besides having to get checked yearly to make sure all kidneys are working well and they haven't shifted. There is a risk of her renal tubes getting tangled inside her, but it's a low risk as far as I know. She's doing well still. I still follow her on the Book of Faces. Haven't talked to her in years and was never her friend, so I pretty much lost contact. It too. Superpower wise, she is more resistant to toxins processed by the kidneys, but has a higher risk of kidney stones. I guess her pee is extra clean cause of it though. Lol. I went to school with a kid that ruptured his spleen getting tackled in a football game. He went to the hospital where he found out he had a second spleen. Eyeballs. Meh, I just have the typical 3, but people still look at me funny. Ziploc bags. They're standard in most households. But if you've got dozens of boxes, you're either selling drugs or something illegal. Fertilizer. You went out 6 hours to buy a money counter and you come back with a semi-conscious Gloria and a bag of fertilizer. Alarm bells are ringing, Willy. Bloody love that scene. Then again, name a scene that isn't great in that movie. Does it include the amp? Hey, thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.